For your cheapest and most reliable place to buy your FIFA 23 Ultimate Team coins, please do check out mmoexp.com. Link is down in the description below. Use the code WOLF at the checkout for 5% off your order. Yes then YouTube, we are back. Before we get started guys, if you want to drop a like on today's video for me and hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. So YouTube, we are back with a brand new custom tactics video with a formation that is, you know what, I'd say a personal favourite of mine. I freaking love the 4-4-2. I've loved the 4-4-2. If any of you know who Anders Versgang is, he lives and breathes the 4-4-2 and so do I. But before we get started guys, little plug to one of my sponsors, Luke1977.com. Check him out. Link is down in the description below to his website. Wolf20 for 20% off absolutely everything, including sales items. So check out Luke, absolute legend. And big up to Luke for sponsoring the stream and the YouTube as well. But yeah, anyway, the 4-4-2. I freaking love it. I ain't going to lie with you guys. I love the 4-4-2. So this is how I set my team up with the 4-4-2. I have Ginola and Mbappe up front as my two strikers. Pretty obvious. I have Messi on the left. The reason that I have a left footer on the left and then Ribery on the right, so like a right footer on the right, is for the Travellas. You want a right footer on the right and a left footer on the left, in my opinion. Then, of course, pretty obvious who my midfield two are, right? You'd have never guessed Socrates and Yaya Toure, but yeah. Hernandez, Tomori, Lucio and Walker as the back four, and then of course Donnarumma in net. The 4-4-2, man, I love it. A very good formation and has been arguably since like FIFA 17 in my like the 4-4-2 is always good. It is always good. If you understand the 4-4-2, the passing lanes in the 4-4-2, the 4-4-2 is always a very good and overpowered formation. So without any further ado, let's get into the custom tactics with the 4-4-2, and it isn't what you are looking at on your screen. It's similar, but it isn't what you're looking at. So, the defensive style, it's always going to be balanced, but like I do always say to you guys in every single video, pressure on heavy touch and press after possession loss. Viable and good, especially press after possession loss. The only issue with press after possession, well, there's two main issues that I have with press after possession loss. Number one, it drains your stamina, which in a 90-minute rivals game isn't actually a bad thing. But in weekend league, when you then do go into extra time, it is really noticeable if you've had it on from minute one. And secondly, if your opponent beats the press, your opponent's going to very likely have a very good goal scoring opportunity because your whole team will press and push up. So if your opponent beats the press, you're a little bit screwed, I can't lie. But at the same time, winning the ball back, it's kind of like that risk v reward thing. If you can win the ball back high at the pitch, you're very likely to have a good goal scoring opportunity, right? So, risk v reward. Press after possession loss, though, very good and viable. But for me, my bread and butter is always balanced. I love it. I like to be in control of where and when my team presses. I don't want my team just to press for me. I like to be in control of, right, if I want to press from this minute, I can press from this minute. And like my team's ready for it. The stamina hasn't been affected and stuff like that. So, balanced on the defensive style. The bread and butter for the width at the minute is 45. The reason being, it will start off on 50, like if you don't touch it. You want to be a little more narrow than that, which is why I've settled on 45. Because of the chip through ball meta, the through ball meta over the top and stuff like that, it's very, very, very easy for your opponent to get in if your team is a little more wider than it should normally be. Basically, when your defence is more compact, it's easier to play a switch, for example, from your left back to your left centre back. It's just easier. So for that reason, you want to play on 45 width. The depth, now this is where it has changed over recent times, and it has changed. So I've always played on 72 for the automatic offside trap. If any of you play next gen, you'll know what I'm saying. But for me now, I play 55, and the reason being is pretty much what I just said 30 seconds ago. The chip through ball meta, the through ball meta, it is so broken and so overpowered. You do not want your team pushing up high. You don't. Your opponent's just going to get in far, far, far too easy. So I've settled on 55 depth. I love this trio here that I'm having. You'll see a lot of my custom tactics videos at the minute. This is my bread and butter. Balanced on the defensive style, 45 width, 55 depth. I just find it a really good happy medium. The depth is a little bit higher than 50, so we are a little more aggressive, but we're not too YOLO like on the 72 depth, if you know what I'm saying. So 45 balanced, 45, 55 works an absolute treat, your bread and butter. And then we move on to the offense with the 4-4-2. I'm never going to change from this. Balanced and direct passing, YouTube. I promise you, I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to change from this. It's overpowered, it's broken, it works, and that's why I use it. I love direct passing. I like the options that it gives you. I always feel like my players make more runs off the ball with direct passing, which means it's a better formation to use, right? So that's why I use it. The width, 50. I don't touch the width. Like with the 4-2-2, I don't touch the attacking width on a 4-4-2. I like where my left mid and right mid are normally. I like where my 2 strikers are. I like where my 2 central midfielders are. I like where my back 4 is. I don't touch the width. I don't feel like you need to. So because of that, we leave it on 50. Players in the box, it will start off on 5, but you know me, I always play on 6 now. It used to be 7, but with kind of the players in the box on the offense is more down to the defensive side. With 7, I just found myself getting too caught out at the back. Lowered it down to 6, and I didn't. So that's why I'm using 6 in a minute. I love it. And then, of course, YouTube, if you're going to take anything from the video, lower your corners and free kicks down from 3 and 3 to 2 and 2. So, they are the tactics with the bread and butter 4-4-2. Player instructions. Interesting, okay? Interesting. Both strikers stay central, get in behind, and come back on defence. Like with the 4-2-2, I like my strikers to be on comeback on defence because I don't want too much of a gap between my 2 central midfielders and my 2 strikers. So it's actually like an offensive move rather than a defensive move, having both the strikers on comeback on defence, because I don't really feel the need. I don't really notice it too much in terms of the attacking side, the defensive side, but I notice it a lot in the build-up play when I've got the ball. So that's why I use it. Getting behind, like always, like I said at the start of the video, the chip through ball meta, the through ball meta, you are going to want to have both your strikers on getting behind, in my opinion. Stay central on both of them as well. The left mid and the right mid are on the same. So I have my left mid, come back on defence. That's the first thing I put on. Getting behind. You'll see I have all 4 of my attackers on getting behind. The reason being, like I said, the chip through ball meta. It is effective. It is OP. And then last but not least, get into the box for cross. The reason I have get into the box for cross on my left mid and the right mid is no real method to it. I just always think the more players you have in the box, the more likely you are to score. You know, the more likely you are for the ball to rebound straight to your attacker again. More likely you are to score a goal again. That's literally as simple as that. So the right mid, exactly the same. Come back on defence, get in behind, and get into the box for cross. You want to have your more defensive your more defensive central midfielder on stay back while attacking and cover centre. And then your more attacking central midfielder to be on balanced but also cover centre. So basically, I want my Socrates to get forward in the attacking side of the game. And then I want my Yaya Toure to stay back in the attacking side of the game. So that's why I use it. It doesn't matter which side, if you want your left centre mid on stay back. Just whichever one is the more attacking, leave him on balanced. Whichever one is the more defensive, stay back. And then last but not least, YouTube, stay back while attacking on both my fullbacks. And then comes for crosses and sweeper keeper for my goalkeeper. And that right there is my updated 4-4-2 custom tactic for you guys. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to drop a like on it. Hit that subscribe button to my channel and hit that bell so you do get a notification every time I do drop a brand new video. Thank you for watching, guys. Remember, spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive mental attitude. Peace out. One love.